I'm not here to dictate where your ethics and your morals lie or what kind of person you should become in the future. You already know that. So before you buy an item, make sure it aligns with those things. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title today, this video is going to be about the things that you're going to ask yourself before you buy something. I have 5 things that I ask myself before I purchase a new item. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, subscribe if you're new here, and press that bell notification if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's just jump right in. I want to make this video as quick and easy as possible because when we are faced with something and we're just about to buy it, we don't have all of that time to think of the 20 things we should ask ourselves before we buy an item. So these are the 5 main things. So number 1 is, do I really need it? Now that can seem like a really obvious question, but when we answer really honestly with ourselves, I think that this can pare back the things that we bring into our lives quite substantially. And we find that the things that we thought that we really needed were just things that we wanted. So for example, in my home, I don't have some commonly used items like a toaster or a microwave or butter knives. These are things that at one time I thought that perhaps I need them because I find them in most other people's houses. But when I look at my life and decide whether I personally need these things, I don't. So I don't have them. If I need to heat something where somebody would use a microwave, I use the hob or the oven. I don't have a toaster because if I need to toast something, I'll just use the grill, which I already have. And if I need to spread something, which is very rare for me, I tend to use the back of the spoon, which works just as well. So those are just some examples for me. This is going to be completely different for everybody in all different walks of life. So just ask yourself, and only you can answer really honestly, do I really need this item? Or if I go home without it, is it going to be okay? Now, if this item is going to make your life easier or if it's going to help you substantially, then of course buy it. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy anything that you don't absolutely need to survive, because then we wouldn't be buying anything other than a bit of food and water here and there. But if it's not going to greatly improve your life, then I would take a step back and ask yourself whether it's just an item that you kind of want because you see it in front of you. So differentiating between the things that we really need and the things that we just kind of want. So number 2 is, can I make this item myself? This is for the things that you've decided, yes, I do need this item. Ask yourself whether you need to buy the item or whether you can get it in some other way. Maybe you know somebody else who can make it for you, or you can make it yourself. So this can go for things like skincare, for example. I personally make a lot of my own skincare, from cleansers and moisturizers, toners, face masks, all those kind of things. I find very easy and quite fun, to be honest, to make for myself. So I don't need to go out and buy a product when I can make it at home for myself. This helps reduce waste from product packaging and transportation and production lines, and it also builds up a certain skill set that I would have otherwise not have known that I have. So it's great for personal growth as well. Again, this is a really personal journey, so you can use your personal skill sets, whether you like to knit or sew. You can create your own clothing. If you're an artist, you can create your own art for your home. Whatever your skills are, use those to create more things for yourself before you buy something. Number 3 is, does this item align with my morals, my ethics, and the way that I want to live and go forward in my life? Does it represent and embody the person that I wish to be? So for example, if you're in a shop and you see some clothing that you like, perhaps do a little bit of research and see where those items have come from, and does the production line align with your personal morals and your ethics? Does it sit okay with you that maybe something has been made in a sweatshop? This goes for all items. Have a look at how it's come to be and ask yourself whether that aligns with the kind of support that you want to give and the things that you would like to see more of in the world. This is perhaps the broadest tip because this can cover a myriad of things. Maybe you only shop slow fashion or you've quit fashion altogether, but you're looking to become more of a minimal person and own fewer items. So before you buy something, perhaps you would take a step back and say that doesn't align with the more minimalistic me in the future, so you wouldn't buy it for that reason. Whatever the reason is, I'm not here to dictate where your ethics and your morals lie or what kind of person you should become in the future. You already know that, so before you buy an item, make sure it aligns with those things. Number 4 is, can I buy this item that I've decided that I do need to buy in more sustainable packaging, or preferably package free? If it's a food item, perhaps you can find it from a greengrocer's where you can pick it up without packaging and branding. Or if it's a beauty item, maybe you can look at your local bulk or zero waste shop and see if you can find it there. If those kind of places aren't accessible to you, I wonder if you could find it online with reduced packaging, or if it comes in plastic, whether you can find it in glass instead. And you can do this within the same shop. So for example, we're in a supermarket and we're looking for tahini, let's say. We can find tahini in a plastic pot and we can find it in a glass pot. So you don't necessarily have to go out on a huge extravagant hunt to find this item in different packaging, although sometimes we do need to do that for certain items and depending on your accessibility, but sometimes we can find it in the same shop. So the difficulty of this one varies a little bit, but I definitely say it is worthwhile doing that little bit of research, and then you know for next time and it becomes easier and easier. My 5th and final tip is asking yourself whether you can buy it from a smaller company, a individual owned brand, a family business, or somewhere local. It's great that these larger corporations are responding to a greater demand for more sustainable and ethically minded products, but it is always better even to shop locally and to shop small businesses who would otherwise go out of business without our support. Look for small individual makers, whether it's at your local market or even online, some handmade items on Etsy or other creative websites. Follow the people who inspire you online, who make their own art or clothing or jewelry, and buy from them next time you decide to buy something that you think you need. This is all about coming together and supporting each other in our collective growth to a more sustainable and green future. And oftentimes that can mean financially supporting those creators who are forging the path to a brighter, greener future through their creations. So those are my 5 questions to ask yourself before you buy something new. I hope this video was helpful. I'd love to hear what you ask yourself before you buy something new, so be sure to share with everybody in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.